Alright, so we all have read romance manga before, and we all have read sports manga too, right? But what if I told you there's a series that smashes both of those together and actually works? It sounds crazy, but Blue Box pulls it off like a pro. Imagine 1 minute you're watching an intense badminton match, and the next you're rooting for two clueless high schoolers to finally catch some feelings. So if you haven't picked up this one yet, you're missing out on the perfect blend of sweet awkward romance and adrenaline-pumping sports action. This is Blue Box, written and illustrated by Koji Miura. And before we get started, hit the notification bell to stay updated and let's dive in. Blue Box is a romance and sports manga that follows the story of Taiki Inomata, a high school student who plays badminton. He has a secret crush on Chinatsu Kano, a talented basketball player who is 1 year older than him. Their lives unexpectedly intersect when Chinatsu moves into Taiki's house due to family circumstances. The manga beautifully blends the slow burn of romance with the intensity of competitive sports. As Taiki strives to improve in badminton, he also navigates his growing feelings for Chinatsu. The manga focuses on their daily lives, personal growth, and the evolving dynamics between them and their friends, making it a heartwarming mix and a charming story filled with light humor, relatable emotional moments, and character development. And as just mentioned, one of Blue Box's strengths is its humor. While the series is often praised for its heartfelt character development and the intensity of the sports scene, the humor brings the perfect balance, creating that light-hearted vibe that makes it even more enjoyable to read. Blue Box is not over the top, it's subtle and natural, woven into the characters' everyday interaction, which gives the story a relatable and charming feel. The humor stems from the characters' personalities rather than it being forced into the plot. Taiki, for example, has a sweet yet awkward nature, especially around his crush Chinatsu, which leads to very funny moments. Whether he's nervously overthinking or trying too hard to play it cool, his interaction often ends up being hilarious, but also very awkward, which is something we can all relate to when we stumble through a conversation with someone that we like. And on top of that, the humor captures the everyday life of high school in such an authentic way. It's not all about intense sport or romance. You also get those light, true-to-life moments like casual chats with friends, funny misunderstandings in the hallway, or playful banter during practice. One recurring joke is Taiki's struggle to keep up with Chinatsu, who is so talented in basketball, while he works hard at badminton. His attempt to match her skill often results in self-reflection that is both funny and endearing. And the humor is shown in the sports scene also. Taiki's dedication to badminton doesn't stop him from making such classic mistakes, whether it's a clumsy fall or a mistimed swing. Moments like these break up the tension in his intense training and give you a chance to laugh and take a breath from the competitive edge. His journey to become a better athlete while navigating his crush adds even more humor, as his nerves often get the best of him. And the nice part of this is that the supporting cast also adds a lot of comedic flavor as well. Their teasing and playful interactions, especially when it comes to Taiki's obvious crush on Chinatsu, creates a fun dynamic. The humor here feels real, like the kind of playful ribbing you would see between friends, full of awkwardness and misunderstandings. Taiki's friends might poke fun at him for trying to impress Chinatsu, only for him to misread the situation entirely, which is just even funnier. The slice of life moments are also very key to the humor. Whether it's the school antics or the day-to-day challenges of balancing sports, school, and personal life, there are plenty of opportunities for light comedy. One standout example would be Chinatsu moving into Taiki's house. Taiki, who is barely able to keep it together around her at school, now has to deal with her living under the same roof. It's the perfect setup for an awkward but hilarious moment as he constantly tries but fails to not embarrass himself. And the humor isn't just in the dialogue, it's in the artwork too. Subtle facial expressions, exaggerated reactions, and well-timed visual gags really bring the comedy to life. You can feel Taiki's awkwardness when he tries to act cool, only for the panels to show his flustered face or his stuffed body language. And it's these little visual elements that take the humor to the next level. Another important element would be the emotional depth and how well it develops the characters, making the story incredibly immersive. While the humor keeps things light, it's the emotional journey of the characters that really keeps you hooked. At its core, Blue Box is a story about growth, not just about characters' relationships, but also the personal ambitions of athletes too. From the start, it's clear that it isn't just about Taiki's crush on Chinatsu or his passion for badminton. It's about his journey to push beyond his limits, both emotionally and physically, and to discover who he really is in the process. And this theme of growth applies to many characters in the series because the way their personal and athletic goals are intertwined creates layers. And one of the key reasons Blue Box resonates so deeply is because the characters are so relatable. Taiki isn't just some sports or romantic hero. He is just a regular high school kid with dreams, doubts, and insecurities. His journey in badminton mirrors his emotional growth as he grapples with feelings of inadequacy. Whether it's on the court where he feels outmatched, or with Chinatsu where he feels unsure of how to handle his feelings, these struggles make him incredibly relatable, as you can see parts of yourself in his insecurities and his drive to improve. Every time he faces setbacks like losing a match or navigating awkward situations with Chinatsu, you cannot help but just root for him. His determination to grow, even when the odds seem to be stacked against him, really strikes the emotional chord. And Chinatsu's character development is just as compelling. While she's introduced as a confident and talented basketball player, as the story unfolds, we see her vulnerabilities also. She is not just the dream girl in Taiki's eyes. She is dealing with her own pressures, both in competition and in figuring out her future. The story does an excellent job on showing how these pressures affect her emotionally, just as they do with Taiki. As her character becomes more complex, you start to see her as more than just Taiki's crush. She is a young woman with her own dreams, doubts, and struggles. Her strength on the court contrasts with the moments where she feels overwhelmed or unsure, which adds more depth to her character, making her feel real and very fleshed out. And it's impressive to see the blend between the characters' emotional journey with their athletic challenges. The physical struggles that they face in their respective sports often act as a metaphor for personal growth. Whether it's Taiki trying to improve at badminton or Chinatsu striving to excel at basketball, their athletic struggles mirrors their emotional one. As they grow stronger in the sport, they also become more resilient and self-aware. For example, Taiki's first big badminton loss isn't just a defeat. It's about a moment where he has to confront his own limitation. It hits him hard, but instead of giving up, he uses it as motivation to push himself even harder. And this resilience is something that resonates with you. Whether it's the context of sports, school, or even relationships, we all had this moment where we felt like we were not good enough. And Taiki's journey shows that through growth, that it's possible even after setbacks. Taiki and Chinatsu's relationship also carries a lot of emotional weight. It's not just about a teenage crush, there's a deeper connection that slowly builds over time. You can feel the tension in their unspoken feelings, the way they tiptoe around their emotion, unsure how to express them or what their friendship means. And the manga captures those small but powerful moments. A glance, a word of encouragement, or a shared challenge that feel emotionally charged. And as the relationship grows, it's not just about the potential for romance, but about two people learning to support each other as they chase their own dreams. And this makes the bond feel really authentic and emotional satisfying, because it is so impactful how relatable the characters' struggles are. Whether it's Taiki's drive to improve, Chinatsu's balancing act between her ambition and personal life, or the everyday challenges their friends face, there's something here for everyone to connect with. The characters are not like heroes, they are just regular teenagers with big dreams, working hard to achieve them while navigating the ups and downs of growing up. And the blend of sports and romance combined is so beautiful, especially with the expressive art style. This isn't just a love story or a tale about athletic competition. It's a perfect fusion of both, and that is where the magic lies. The sport aspect isn't just there as a backdrop. Instead, the character's challenges on the court mirrors the struggles in love. For example, Taiki's dedication to improve his badminton skills parallels with his desire to get closer to chinatsu. Both pursuits require hard work, patience, and personal growth. The way the story intertwines the athletic ambition with the emotional development makes it incredibly relatable. Just like in real life, personal victories and setbacks are tied to their experiences in sport. And this blend keeps the narrative fresh and dynamic. Fans of sports manga will appreciate the intense matches and the training scenes, while romance lovers will enjoy the slow burn relationship between Taiki and Chinatsu. Both aspects are given equal weight, creating a story that appeals to a wide range of readers actually. It's not just about winning games or navigating a crush, it's about how these elements come together to shape the character's growth and their relationships with each other. Also, on top of that, Blue Box is just visually stunning. The artwork does more than just illustrate the story. It shows the emotional and action-packed moments which enrich the experience. The quiet, heartfelt scenes are brought to life through subtle changes in the character's expressions, like a smile, a glance, or a blush, which add so much emotional depth and make the characters feel real. And these small details pull you into the character's feelings and relationships in such a meaningful way. And at the same time, the sports scenes are dynamic and energetic. The fast-paced action during the badminton and basketball games is illustrated with such intensity that you can just feel the tension and excitement of the competition. The art captures the speed, focus, and pressure of playing sports at a high level, making the athletic side of the story just as gripping as the romantic one. And to wrap it up, Blue Box is a hidden gem that brilliantly balances the humor, deep emotions, and a refreshing blend of sports and romance. Whether you're drawn by the hilarious awkward moments, the powerful character growth, or the exciting sports challenges that fuel the romance, Blue Box has a little something for everyone. So if you're looking for a manga that hits all the right notes, this one is absolutely one that you cannot miss. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to drop a comment below to discuss about Blue Box or maybe any other manga that you think deserves the spotlight. And maybe I'll cover that one next. And I see you all in my next video. Bye bye!